to make pizza out of my 9 blocks of cheese, like this problem tells me to do, then I could draw a picture, but I'm not going to draw a picture of everything. But I am going to start with a picture. If my pizza needs a third of block of cheese, then in one pizza, out of 1 block of cheese, I could make how many pizzas? 3, right? If this is a block of cheese, I have to use a third of a block for a pizza. I can make 3 pizzas here. Do you guys see that? So that's not a big, fancy, hard problem.
Oh, they're not that hard.
Well, they get harder. They always start easy. But yeah, right? Sebi, it gets harder. I get that. But we can just do this one visually. We can kind of see that we can make 27 pizzas. So we could use what we would say
27.
Right, because every pizza, every block of cheese, I can make 3 pizzas. And I have 9 blocks of cheese. So I can make 3 pizzas with every block of cheese. Because there's 9 blocks of cheese.
Oh.
Just with common sense. Does that make sense? I didn't.
A block cheese or
Each little rectangle is a block of cheese.
Oh.
Okay? This gets pretty challenging, so I would try to focus, you guys. So, I mean, I think without doing any fancy division, you could look at the picture and believe that's true. Every little row, like that's a pizza, 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 and so on and so forth, I'd have 27 pizzas, right? It turns out, though, I just did a division problem. I did, well, no.
You did 9 divided by 1/3.
No, yes, I did 9 divided by 1/3. For problem A, number 1, little a, I took my 9 blocks of cheese and I figured out how many 1/3 slices were in there. And remember with the rule that we learned last week, even though we don't need it here, I could get common denominators. Do you need to? I'm just wondering. Okay. So I could get common denominators. What would those be, Peter? 3. And so what would you have? No? What would it be, Sean? 27 thirds divided by a third, right? And whenever we have common denominators with division, we could just divide the top numbers like we worked on last week. So 27 pizzas. So that one's super easy, right? They don't stay super easy.
So you always have 9 blocks
In this problem.
for A1.
For A1.
Okay, so you always have.
Right. So Sebi's got a good point, though, because he's looking at them and saying, well, these aren't all so easy. If you look a little closer, like at A part, well, let's go to D first. If you look at A part D, now it's saying you need 2/3 of a block of cheese for a pizza. Okay? So it gets a little harder. So how many pizzas can we need? We need twice as much cheese. What do you think, Carson? Okay. That's right. So if we're only going to make whole pizzas, we can only make 13 pizzas. Now, you guys might not have all been able to do that as quick as he did, so let's figure it out. So let's look at the picture. If each pizza requires 2/3 of a block of cheese, that's a pizza, that's a pizza, that's a pizza. And you could do this, but you know, it's not practical, right, to keep drawing pictures all the time. That's 4 pizzas so far. Do you see that? Here's a pizza, 5 pizzas, 6 pizzas, 7 pizzas, 8 pizzas, 9 pizzas, 10 pizzas. Now I've got, these 2 could make a pizza, that's 11, right? And then these 2 could make a pizza, that's 12. And then these 2 could make a pizza, that's 13. and then I have a little bit left over. I can only make 13 pizzas. Does that make sense? But realistically, you're not going to be doing drawings for every fraction problem in your life because that's like great in elementary school. But as the problems get harder, the pictures are almost impossible to draw. So that's why we use the rule. So we still started with 9 blocks of cheese. But this time we divided them into 2/3 slices. So we're trying to see how many sets of 2/3 are in 9. Okay? So I still have to use the same rule. And what's that rule going to tell me to do, Jen?
It's gonna tell you so like you did with A.
Right?
You wanna get it to thirds.
Right. So we have 27 thirds. And as a reminder, guys, I really want you to take notes on this. And like Connor, you're not writing anything down. And Kate, you're not writing anything down. This is like notes for your homework because it gets harder. You may. Yeah, why don't you sit over by writing? So now I have a common denominator. And I can go back to what we learned Friday. If my denominators are the same, what do I do? Divide the tops. Divide the numerators. Pardon me? Yeah, you don't need them. You just do 27 divided by 2, which is 13.5. But in this problem, because it's asking how many pizzas can I make, I don't have enough for 14 pizzas, do I? I only have enough for 13.5 pizzas, so Nyla can only make 13, right? 13 pizzas. Does that make sense? So the question Allie asked, we're getting there to your question, Allie. We have to do one more part. We're going to look at F. Now, actually, I think we can go to the question Allie asked. Do you guys understand? Wyatt?
Oh, I have the answer to F.
Oh, you have the answer to F? Well, let's check it. F is, instead of needing 2/3 of a block, we need 4/3 of a block. So we need twice as much as before. So what did you get?
I did 6.
You got 6 because we needed twice as much so we can make half as many pizzas, right?
Yeah, also, the way I looked at it kind of was for every 3 pizzas, right? It would, for every 3 blocks, it would use 2 pizzas.
Good.
There's an extra 1 and then.
Yes, you could do that with a picture. You could also do it with division. So we would be doing this division problem. What he's saying is, he noticed in 3 blocks, if I look at my blocks, again, it's a little time consuming, but if I look at 3 blocks, each block, I need that much for 1 pizza. Do you see that? And then I would need this much for the second pizza. So 3 blocks doesn't even make, it only makes 2 pizzas with a little leftover. So the picture gets a little complicated, but you could do it. But the rule makes it easy. So I'm going to change my 9 to 27 over 3 and divide by 4 over 3. Did you get it wrong? So let's check your work. I think you got it right. 27 divided by 4 is 6, right? Goes in 6 times? 4, and then you have 3/4 left over, right? So you don't have enough for 7 pizzas. She can only make, right.
Okay, that's where I got my thinking. I was confused, yeah. It was just.
Okay, wait a minute. We're not quite done, but we're close. Okay, so Allie's question is, what happens if you have a mixed number, like 5.5 divided by 1/3? Sure. When we have a mixed number, in this case, because we have that nice little rule with common denominators, the easiest way to do the division is first put it into an improper. So what's 5 times 2?
10.
10, plus the 1.
11.
So we have 11 halves, and now divide by a third. Now it goes back to the same thing we've been doing, get a common denominator. So, Connor, what's the common denominator here?
6.
Good. So you're going to have to multiply by 3's, aren't you? So 33 over 6 divided by 2 over 6. So the rule just tells me to take what, Peter? What do I have to do to figure this problem out?
You have to divide, or you have to divide 6. Divide 6 is 1.
No.
It's 33 over 6.
What's the division rule tell me to do, though? Sean? 33 divided by 2, Peter. So 33 divided by 2 is 16 and a half.